Does anybody have a score? Want to get Smite? I think I gotta have
I
to
wasn't
think.
ready to go first.
I, uh, I can go first. I've been playing Smite honestly for probably about a good 4 or 5 years, probably.
Well, you got me into it in 2018, so that's about almost 6 years.
Dear Lord. Yeah, I've been in the Smite realm for a minute. Um, dude, I love that game, and it's timeless. You can go back, and even though they do change a lot of things on the map, they changed a lot of the um, attributes for certain relics you get, or all this stuff changes after a while. Um, it's still valid and relevant. Giving it a solid 9.5. No, 9.3.
9-3 for Gan.
Because the spammers in the chat make me want to delete the game forever.
You said 9-3 or 9-2?
Well, 9.3.
9-3.
9.3. It literally dropped to point 0.2 because of
Gamers?
randoms. Randoms in the chat.
Chase, do you have a score? I have a score, so.
Oh, was that it for Ganon?
I
Yeah.
mean, you have you have gods from, and I've always grown up and enjoyed the mythology behind every kind of everything.
Mm-hmm.
Rel- Religion, mythology are all things
Me.
that I've always found interest in. So when I have a game that brings all of it together, even like Arthurian, so you got like Merlin, King Arthur, Morgan Le Fay, and you have all these, and then then you have these Greek gods like Apollo and Zeus, and then you have the Norse, and it just goes on forever, and it's so cool to me um, how you can just have these abilities for each one of them,
Mm-hmm.
and you get attached to certain ones because they do, you know. I
Cool
was
shit.
legit. You play as the Japanese god of the moon, Tsukiyomi. Come on now, it's so
Hard.
cool. But yeah, that that's it for me though.
9.3 from Gan the man.
You still scoring up, Chase? You want me to go?
You go ahead. I wanna
Alright.
I wanna
I
gauge
give
it.
it. I give it an 8.6. And my gripes come with more of. First off,
Skill
what
level.
really annoys me
Skill
is
issue?
the lack of cross platform integration. Because we we were playing PlayStation. Like I played PlayStation all my life. I was playing Smite all on PlayStation at first, up until 2022 when I got an Xbox. So I was playing good like 2 years on and off, and then like 2 years like probably playing a lot of it. And I had a shit ton of skins. I had mastery levels. Like I had all of the stuff. And then switching to Xbox, having to start from zero, having to get the Gods bundle again, it just was kind of like, well, fuck me, right? I guess. Like,
Yeah,
I guess
Chase,
I
we
can't
converted
fucking
all of
integrate.
them.
Like,
See, we've been here since day one.
yeah, like, there's, like, no possible way to transfer that shit over. Like, you can do that shit easily with anything Activision or, like, EA. Like, how is it that difficult? I don't see how it's difficult. It's already a thing that we
Mm-hmm.
I'll
see
tell you
in
this:
games all the time.
I got it on my Switch, so
Yeah,
you
like you
can
can
link
link everything
everything.
else between Hi-Rez, like your Hi-Rez account, and I think it links with your Xbox or your PlayStation. But that's the thing, it's one or the other. It's like you can have all these other ones
I'm pretty
connected,
sure
but it's
you.
either Sony or Xbox. You can't have Sony and Xbox connected to the cheese. Which one
I
is the one that's connected to
think
your Hi-Rez account?
maybe.
I've been through. I went through the issue, called, emails. I dealt with the issue already of that. That's one of the reasons why I was like, I just didn't want to play Smite for a while. I was just like, fuck this. I'm so fucking. I just have nothing. But
Yeah.
there's
Put
also
everything to game.
Um, One of the things, other things I don't like is just kind of feels clunky for like the console version of Smite, and I say that because I have it on my computer. I opened it up on Steam and set all my key bindings in case I ever wanted to play it on a computer with you guys. Because I like playing Smite with keyboard and mouse. I was doing that on the PlayStation. But like, there's not a full integration of keyboard and mouse. That's a separate issue. But like, the UI is different when you're using keyboard and mouse on the computer, or even just playing on the computer, than it is on consoles, where like looking at the store, looking at items like on the PC, on like mouse and keyboard version, whatever, like you have all these separate categories like anti-heal, like anti-crit, like this, that. But then like on console version, you just have offense, defense, or magic power, mana. Like it makes it slower, I feel like, on console if you want to do something different with your build mid game. It makes it
Original.
harder to go look for other items that will fit what you want because just the scrolling through it is just so clunkier
Scrolling. Yeah.
on console. Um, and then mouse and keyboard not having full mouse and keyboard support, or like using it on console. If you're using mouse and keyboard, you still have to have your controller there and plugged in because it's gonna automatically turn off, like with Xbox after like 30 minutes of activity using it. And you still have to move around the main menu and stuff with the controller, but then in game you get the mouse and keyboard support, and it's not like full functionality. That kind of bothers me because I do like playing Smite keyboard and mouse. It just feels so much better. But I gave it an 8.6 just because like I still love playing the game. I love the play style. I love like you said, the whole mythology and stuff. Fuck off. I do fucking complain a lot while I'm playing the game, but that's just a sign of me being so immersed into the game that I'm getting super competitive. Like I want to win.
Love this
Like
plan.
I understand the game. I love playing the game. Like especially when it's us four, I'm like we get so good with communicating and Smite that I just like when we don't win, I'll just say we fucking did everything right, you know, fucking. But I love the game. I think 8.6 is fair with the grace I have.
Yeah.
Whatever the grapes you have.
With the grapes I have, yes.
Yes.
My grapes of wrath.
I'm going to give it an 8.5.
Jesus is only the Simon Cowell. He's always gonna have the
He
lowest
is.
score.
He
Huh?
is.
I'm
He's
not
Simon-
into Smite like you guys. I can see and appreciate how good it is because it came out in like what 2016. People are still playing it.
I think you literally have given everything the lowest score so far.
No, actually,
Uh-uh.
I'm looking at it right now. Only one time did Chase not give the lowest score. Baldur's Gate 3, he gave it an 8.5. Gan gave it a 7. But then the finals, he gave the lowest. Remnant 2, we all actually gave it the same score. Power World, he gave it the lowest. Now Smite, he gave it the lowest.
Most of the time, the lowest. Cyberpunk 9.9.
Well, we're not talking about Cyberpunk, but 10 out of 10.
That's insane. That's freaking
I still have
insane.
yet to try it, so I have
It's
no opinion on
fun.
it.
Give it a
sounds
try.
interesting.
Give it a try. Next game's gonna be multiplayer, by the way. Anyways,
See, that's
Doesn't
why
say
I'm kind
that.
of interested.
we're talking about Smite. I'm giving it an 8.5. I'm going to talk about the good things. I, like Gannon was saying, love the mythology, all the mythical gods. Waiting for that Jesus update, though. I think that would just be the
I
funniest
said that all the time.
the
I
funniest
want
shit.
Jesus and Moses in there.
He'd be a
for
mage
sure.
or a support character.
Jesus would be a support as he heals.
Maybe a little squishy, I think.
It'd be a mage support like Aphrodite.
Mm-hmm.
And then I feel like Moses.
Moses would be cool, but
A
he'd
mage.
almost be like Poseidon, I think, a little bit.
Yeah.
Anyways, the things I like about the game, I think the combat is very like straightforward and very easy to understand. It's just once you start getting into the builds, I was gonna say like maybe some of the like the perks that you use, all the different items that you get throughout the game, it does get a little tedious and it can get a little confusing if you're not familiar with what you're picking. But I think there are like they've set it up and they balanced it in a certain way to where you can be all right if you do a starter build and work your way and like just test a few things out. They make it very easy. Like Adrian was saying, we play on console, so it does get a little difficult trying to get all the key bindings and stuff like that down, but I think it's pretty easy to understand. The UX UI is great. It's very user friendly. The combat, I love how every single god feels different, and there's like what 200 god like
I think it's close to 100 or over 100.
I think it's over 100. I think there's
Yeah.
there's so many gods. They all do something different, and they all have like a way different play style. Some gods are like statted a different way. Like I think all of them are statted a different way than all the other ones. You know, it's I think and I love games where you can like really express yourself in that game and like be creative and be able to express how you play and how you feel. There's certain gods that I pick just for the aesthetic. It's just not like for the meta. It's just like I love this god because he looks or they look sick, you know. And it's I
Thanatos or Thanatos. Thanatos. The jungler.
Tiamat's my favorite. But yeah,
I was saying Thanatos. Let's say
Thanatos is sick, but he's like basic. Everybody fucking picks him.
because he's good.
And Arachne. But the things I don't like, I do think it's very like stiff almost. Like we were talking about predecessors, it's almost like a copy of Smite, but I think it's a lot more like
Fluid.
It's a lot more fluid, and I love that about games. I love being able because being fluid in a game makes me feel more immersed. With Smite, it's almost just like cookie cutter. You're doing the same shit over and over and over and over and over again. And also the gameplay loop, starting the game. Like I said this in my opinion from last episode. It's so tedious at the start of the game. And I'm talking about like Conquest, not all I know they have other game modes, but Conquest is the main one. It's just the gameplay loop there is so tedious and it's so boring. I hate playing fucking patty cake with my opposing person. But I understand it is strategic, and how you do there sets you up for better results in game. But that's just one of the biggest drawbacks for me. The wait time, the community is incredibly toxic. I cannot stand. I can.
For the audio listeners, a random thumbs up just came up on Jan's screen.
Oh, I thought he did that off screen. I just couldn't see it.
No, you got confused.
That's weird.
You look confused.
Yeah.
Now I'm
I was like, oh, he's thumbsing up. He agrees that the community is toxic. But
Continue.
yeah, I mean, really, that's the only gripe. It is just very competitive. I think the skill gap, it's medium. I think you can pick it up today and like be fine. I think they match the games very well with people like of the same rank as you. But I do see people play it competitively, and it's like that's a different fucking beast.
Ranked Smite is. I played a little bit of Ranked Smite. I played it for a solid like 2 months straight. That shit, it gets. Just take it, play. It's toxic. If you even fuck up once, like they're on your ass. Like, what the fuck is wrong with you? You suck. Like,
You rock. Cancel that.
Yeah.
no, like I think in ranked, you can actually build a unique tab with your voice. Because I remember arguing with someone verbally.
It's a very toxic community, but I do think the game itself is very enjoyable. You can have a good time. You can pick it up today and have a good. If you love like mythology and any sort of like gods from all different cultures, and you want to fucking beat up somebody across from you, that's your game. But I do think it's still like the combat's very stiff. It's very like one-dimensional. but also at the same time, everything's different.
That's what I do
So
like about Predecessor is it does go right to the action.
Yeah.
yeah,
I had a couple more things actually. That I
yeah. Go
forgot.
ahead.
I kind of wanted you to be able to get your say in, but
Yep, I'm done. 8.5.
another one of the things um, one of my gripes, it slipped my mind, but when you talked about like balancing, that was actually one of my issues because I've played through multiple updates, multiple seasons, like playing it all the time, and for the longest, at least from what I remember, the balancing always becomes an issue within like a week of an update because that's when everybody figures out the metas and all of a sudden everybody's playing the same exact gods doing the same exact things and it's doing using things that this just got buffed and the thing to counter it is like nerfed or like just balancing gets it it hit a point for a while where it was just like if this thing was nerfed or this thing was buffed, that meant like four other things were just like automatically nerfed. Not even by them doing anything, just by this being buffed. Like, the balancing was just such an issue. But also, one of the other things I liked is just like the strategic gameplay of it. Like
I
having
love all the
to,
different roles and stuff too. It puts a spin on it for sure.
yeah, having to, if you're playing jungle, having to figure out, all right, I'll place ward here. I'm gonna gank this lane because they're getting weak or this lane getting ganked. Like just figuring all this stuff out. Like, and I just feel like even playing the separate roles themselves, like I played a lot of support, and I feel like Smite is more rewarding in when you do well within that role. Like when I'm taking a shit ton of damage and I'm providing healing as a support, I feel like it's more rewarding than like predecessors. It kind of just feels like it's mainly like fighting. I don't feel like I was taking much support, and like Smite, it just feels more rewarding as like a carry. You just knocking away like half her health, or like as a tank, you just took like two ults and you're standing there with still like three-quarters of your health, while your team is like coming in to attack. I just feel like it's more rewarding.
Yeah. I would say if you get a kill or even assist, it's like a big deal. It's like, wow, like I definitely accomplished something.
You guys hear me when I get killed, when either of us get killed. Sorry, no.
But I
Especially as a
will,
support,
yeah.
when I get
Yeah,
kills I shouldn't
support,
get.
you never get killed.
I'm just like, whoa, don't run.
But yeah,
That was it. That was all I had.
what's
I didn't-
the total score?
I was so locked into the conversation of
I'm
Smite
gonna
that I
guess
didn't.
using my math brain, it's gonna be 8.8 or 8.7.
828. Going Jace. I didn't want to do the mental math on that. Probably couldn't have anyways.
I guess. But
8.8 for Smite.